I started to freak out. I was panicking. I curled up in a ball. I was under my blanket, started crying. I just thought that this was it. I thought I was going to be in there for years. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Bobby, born in Australia. I grew up in London. It's what I consider my hometown. I now live in Los Angeles, and I come from an extremely wealthy background. So going to prison is not something that happens to me or anybody that I know. And November 2019, that is exactly what happened. I was on tour in Japan and they arrested me at the airport for possession of Adderall, which of course is completely legal here and I'm prescribed for, but in Japan it is a Class A substance and I did not know that. Make sure you check the fucking travel website before you go to Japan, okay? Anyway, this is my Japanese prison story. Let's get it. Okay, so after the customs officials found my Adderall, they then stripped my entire bag, put it on a canvas, and I was sat in a back room. They then started questioning me for hours and hours. They wanted to know everything about me, who I was, where I came from, what I was doing here, and then finally they slapped me in cuffs and took me to Tomishiro police station. Once I got there, I was questioned by the police again for hours, and by the time I got to my cell, I was so tired, I didn't really care about sleeping on the floor. Day 2, I was woken up at 7 a.m. The prisons there are very regimented in a military style, so you have a very strict schedule and you have to stick to that. No exceptions. 7 a.m. you wake up, you have to fold your blankets and you have to clean the room and the toilet at the back, which is basically just a hole in the floor. On the second night, I started to freak out and I understood what was happening was extremely serious. I curled up in a ball, I was crying. It's like you wanted to scream, but nobody could hear you. All the fight was gone in me. I just felt completely defeated and I thought my life was over. Then at 3 a.m. that same night, I was moved into another cell and there were 3 other dudes there. Bearing in mind that these cells are really fucking small, like 2 meters by 5 meters long. And you're all on the fucking floor. On day 3, I got to meet my new cellmates and they were actually pretty cool. You got the old guy, Hayato. He doesn't speak any English, don't know what he's in for. Then you have Yuki. He was about 30 years old. He spoke the best English and he was in here for trying to smuggle in 230 million yen in gold bars. Straight up got caught. I don't know what he was doing, but whatever. Then there's Toshi. He was probably the coolest of the 3. He'd been in and out of prison since 14 and he was just so happy. I don't know how he was so happy, but it was infectious. It made me happy. The most important thing you need to know about Toshi is that when he was 17 years old, he made national Japanese news as the ketchup boy. Basically, on the back of his friend's motorcycle, told him to stop, ran into this supermarket, took a whole pallet of ketchup, jumped back on the bike and then started like squeezing all the traffic, hitting like storefronts, hitting pedestrians, and then finally started spraying the police that were chasing him. So fucking dude's a legend. Day 4, I finally got a visit. It was from the military lawyer. Because we were there contracted under the military, I was given the status SOFA, which basically meant they could give me some advice and that I could potentially get bail into the US military prison. So that was good news. He also started off by saying that I'm looking at a maximum of 10 years, which freaked me out. I was like, God damn it. But he said, don't worry, if you haven't had any previous convictions in Japan, then you should be fine. They should just give you a suspended sentence. That basically means if they sentence me, I get the fuck out of Japan and I do not come back. Gladly. Nobu in Malibu is about as much Japan as I need. That being said, I have no idea how long it's going to take me to reach public trial. It could be anywhere between 10 days and 3 months. Then it was my 5 p.m. bowl of rice, and at 9 p.m. lights out, or should I say lights dimmed. It's supposed to be a suicide prevention measure, but I'm not going to lie, that shit made me want to fucking kill. Day 4, Judgment Day. Not really, but basically I go see the judge. He says, is this police statement correct? I say yes. He says, do you want to pay for your own lawyer or would you like the court to appoint you a lawyer? And since I had had no communication with my family, I just chose the court-appointed lawyer. It's also a 99% conviction rate in Japan, so I figured all he can do is advise me anyway. Fingers crossed on my court-appointed lawyer. Day 5. Tatsu Yokota is his name, and he also told me that I'm definitely going to be in here for at least 2 months until I get my trial, so that's great. Back in the cell though, there was some good news. Yuki paid his $30,000 bail today, and in 2 days, he may or may not be released. It also dawned on me that night that I wouldn't have spent this long not getting laid since the age of 17. But luckily, Toshi has a Japanese porn book with him, so took that into the bathroom at the back at nighttime, if you know what I'm saying. Super sketch though, like so sketch, but you gotta do it, you know what I mean? You gotta get it done. Day 6. Been feeling pretty down today. I've already finished the 2 best English novels that they had, The Martian and The Da Vinci Code. My only view to the outside world is a small window covered in mesh railing. However, I have found a good way to take out my anger. Basically, when a prison guard comes by and tells me to be quiet, I would then respond, okay, yes, sorry, thank you, fuck you, you stupid little cunt, goodbye, haha. Because they have no idea what you're saying. Nothing. They have no idea. So I got the whole cell on it. Everybody started swearing at the prison guards as there was nothing, and it's just fantastic. Day 7. Couldn't sleep last night, probably because all I do is sleep all day anyway. I just really want my mom or someone in my family to send me some money so that I can use the prison store, because 3 bowls of rice a day for someone that's 6'3" is not really cutting it. I am starving. Losing weight, feel it, live time, happening. Good news is, Yuki might be getting released today, so I'm pretty happy for him actually. Day 8, November 30th. Yuki did not get out, even though he paid his $30,000 bail. I don't know what happened, but shit, it's not looking good for him. Good news is, this morning we got iced coffees and a strawberry cake for breakfast because it is Saturday. So that gave me a lot of energy, and it was a very excitable day. I got a little bit of a little snap going, a little rap, had the cell singing, had Toshi on it. Obviously we got shut down a lot by the guards, swearing back at them. So it was a good day all in all. I've also been thinking about games that I used to play when I was younger and that I need to play when I get out, which is Pokemon on Game Boy Advance and Age of Empires 2 and 3. Obviously the Pokemon Silver, Gold, Crystal, Ruby, and Sapphire. I've also come to the conclusion that prison is kind of like boarding school. You got the guards who are kind of like the teachers. There's a lot of rules. You have to wake up at 7 in the morning. The food is trash. You read books. Correction. It's actually kind of like a super ghetto version of that, because instead of being surrounded by heirs and heiresses, you are surrounded by criminals, which I guess makes me a criminal. Yeah. Mr. Ackhurst would be proud. Shout out Eatonhurst, by the way. Day 9. So I've had a lot of time to think while I've been in here, obviously. And I want to talk about my dad, my biggest role model in life ever since I was a kid. Obviously, there was a bit of a communication barrier with my parents being split up, him traveling the world for business all the time. No matter what he did, to me, he was the best person, and he was always right. My parents being split up was just normal to me. And even though my dad has a hard time showing affection, I know that he really loves me and all my siblings a great deal. He has given me so much opportunity in life, and I feel like I've just thrown it back in his face countless times. And now that I'm older, I can understand that he had a grand vision for our family. I just feel bad, and I'm sorry, Dad, and I'm sorry, Mom. I can't change the past, but I will change the future. Day 10. I have recently acquired an ancient power of enlightenment. It is called the nap. Worried you've hit rock bottom? Nap it off. You're starving because all you've been eating is 3 bowls of rice a day. Nap time. The judge says you're going to be locked up until at least 2020, if not a couple years. Nap it off. Just got the living shit kicked out of you by a prison guard. Nap it off. Okay, so that last part didn't happen, but nap time. Okay, for the next 7 days, I seem to have lost the footage that I recorded, but basically a homeless guy nearly joined our cell, didn't join the other one. I sent an email to my mom through my lawyer requesting Harry Potter books because I finished all the books that they had pretty quick. So now we're waiting for Harry Potter, and it's December 9th. Let's go. Napped pretty hard today. Nap champion, some could say. And then 3:30 p.m, another visit from my lawyer. However, not Tatsu Yokota, my Japanese lawyer. It was instead from Robert Simpson. the head Marine Corps lawyer. Just being able to speak English again to someone other than an interpreter was amazing. This guy Rob Simpson though, all the lights were on in his head. However, he cannot represent me. He said the judge will also explain why my hearing has been extended till Friday the 13th. Now, I have prepared a speech for tomorrow, and considering I got an A star in GCSE English, I'm not worried at all. Okay, it was a B. It was a C. Best part of this visit though, he gave me $250 for the prison store. So it's gonna be bento every day. Back in the cell, Hayato and Yuki just got news that they are going to be moved to Naha prison, the big leagues, tomorrow. Then it'll just be me and Toshi until Friday when he leaves. December 10th. Big day today. Yuki and Hayato are leaving and I have a public hearing with the judge. Just as I was making arrangements to take an extra blanket from Yuki before he left, the prison guards opened the cell and it was time to go out. But it was also time for me to leave the cell. Couldn't be. My public hearing wasn't until 1. A final interview from the customs officials. The interview went pretty well. I just told them the same story that I've been telling everyone else. They had also Googled who I was and watched all of my YouTube videos. One of the investigators was this beautiful Japanese girl, and she seemed to have a lot of questions for me. Anyway, back in the cell, there was a whole lot of space now that Hayato and Yuki had been transferred to Naha prison. Then, just as I was dozing off, it was time for me to go to my public hearing. Not really sure if it went well or not. I kind of fucked up on the speech a little bit, stuttered, got nervous, but yeah, we'll just say it went well. Then directly after there was a prosecutor interview. Now this time he was on the ball and he was crushing me. They had access to my phone because if you don't give them access then it's considered suspicious, and let's just say that my texts are very suspicious. Back in the cell it was a nice bento karage chicken for moi, very lovely indeed. And then Tsukasa, our new cellmate, joined us and he informed us that he was not only a black belt in karate, news from the outside. Basically, the guy in cell 3, who I thought was like a pedophile or something, looks like a pedophile. Me and Toshi both thought he was a pedophile. You know the type. Glasses and weird teeth, balding head, creepy looking. Turns out, wasn't a pedophile. In fact, he is a murderer. He killed his own mom with nothing other than a hairbrush. And I've been brushing my teeth next to this guy every day. You gotta keep your eyes peeled, is all I'm saying. December 12th. Today is Toshi's last day. I'm actually quite sad to see him go. Not only does he have an amazing sense of humor, but I can also tell that he has a good heart. Anyway, since the drunk driver has already been let out, when Toshi leaves tomorrow, I will be completely alone. So please let the Harry Potter books get here. Friday the 13th. As anticipated, an absolute doomsday. Toshi has now left. A super hungover drunk driver has joined the cell and he's been throwing up. Because today I will receive my indictment, I don't even get bento, which really pisses me off because on Fridays you can order chocolate milk and biscuits. Then, after my measly bowl of rice, came the news. My indictment. I've been charged with the possession of a Class A stimulant, Adderall. And I'm looking anywhere between 1 and 2 months until my trial. So yeah. December 14th. The drunk driver from yesterday, Jin, has left the cell. And it is official. I am now in solitary confinement. Nothing to do. Just been staring at the ceiling. Stared at my hand. Stared at the wall. The only book I had was The American Heiress by Daisy Goodwin. It's written in this super old style aristocratic English and it's just trash and I stopped reading it after 5 minutes. Also, as it is the weekend, there is no bento orders and there is still no sign of Harry Potter. I also just realized another pretty scary fact. Tomishiro Police Station is pretty small. There's only 4 cells and only 2 of them are occupied right now. 1, me. Cell 3, the guy who killed his mom with a fucking hairbrush. December 15th. Okay, I read The American Heiress, like half of it, and I just can't anymore. I can't. I've just been staring into nothing. I started thinking about my mom. I always knew from a very young age that she had her heart broken by my dad. So she always saw me as her whole life. She just loved me so much and always believed in me no matter what. I feel like I let her down a lot and that made me very sad. But I did make her a promise when I was younger that I would be someone when I was older and I would look after her. So Mom, I can promise you that no matter what, I will always look after you. Wow, 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 wow. Please, God, let there be Harry Potter. Please. That's all I'm asking for. No man should ever have to experience the levels of boredom which are being reached. By the time it was 9 p.m., because I had nothing to do all day, lights dimmed and my brain was still fully working. Stayed up till like 3 in the morning, and then 7 a.m, boom, lights on, bitch, that's what. December 16th, still no sign of Harry Potter, obviously, because things just aren't going well.
Oh, my father will hear about this!
I was also joined by another drunk driver today. He seemed like a middle-aged banking kind of dude tripping out. He was kind of scared of me, which was kind of cool. All the drunk drivers seem to be getting caught the same way. They do the old morning after trick. However, when dinner came, my prayers were answered. Not only did I get my bento box, I was greeted by some Szechuan chicken, which by prison standards is pretty fucking crazy. So yes, I was very excited. December 17th. I've also decided I'm going to be reading Star Wars Book 9 in the exciting series. It's actually not that bad. I was then interrupted on page 10 by yet another police interview, which was weird because I'd already received my indictment, so I didn't know what they wanted to ask me. It was just the investigator checking in on me, seeing how I was doing. And he was also very interested in my YouTube career. Nothing else to fucking do because I'm in a cell. Of course, I spent as much time as I could answering all these questions. Anyway, I asked the guard to get my lawyer to come visit because the Harry Potter book situation is getting out of control. December 18th. Okay, so funniest shit happened. I'm like going about me day, reading me book, enjoying me cell, and I am joined by yet another prisoner. Who is it? Jin. The guy who just got out the other day came straight back in for getting into a fight at a bar. I don't know whether the guy's a legend or an idiot. December 19th. Okay, so Jin has already left, and yet again I am alone in the cell. I am down to the last 100 pages of the Star Wars novel. Where are my books? Where the fuck is the Harry Potter books? You know what I'm saying? December 20th, 6 p.m. Boom. My lawyer, Tatsu Yokota, comes to visit. So I told him about the book situation. He then asked the guard to go check. Comes back, no books under my name. He then asked to go check under my stepmom's name. Goes and looks, guard comes back, nothing. However, he did say that there was a package that arrived under Tatsu Yokota, my lawyer's name, and they sent it back because there's no one in this prison called Tatsu Yokota. So, fuck. Told the lawyer to send an email to my stepmom to send the books again. Never thought my Christmas wish list would consist of Harry Potter books and getting moved to a different prison. But there you go. Life of a billionaire's son. December 21st. Okay, I'm panicking now. I have nothing to read, like nothing. This is going to be the worst 5 days of my life, if not more. Anyway, while you are hearing about the worst experience of my life, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications, and follow your boy on Instagram. He's in Japanese prison. Come on, the fuck? Writing just bullshit. Things are just not going well at all. And you could see the clock in there. And then, December 24th, everything changed. I was moved to Naha prison. Yes, the big leagues. There was a long admission process where they checked my items one by one. They were once again excited about me being a YouTuber, seems to be a reoccurring thing here. Then, after they accounted for all my things, I was taken to my very own private cell, which, although a lot of people don't like to be alone, I am a very introverted person and I very much so like being on my own more than anything. I was quite excited about it, to be honest. And I now had my own bed, I had a desk, I had my own toilet in the room, and I had a view of the sky. Also, the food at this prison was really good. Like, really good, no cap. Better than the stuff that I would eat at home. Probably better than what you eat at home. It was dope. Like, they had a really nice kitchen going on. And you don't even have to leave your room. They just bring everything. It's like room service. And they fill your teapot up all day. You had drawing materials to like draw stuff and write things. And the best part is they had US radio that you could play in your cell, cruising. So I guess I got somewhat of a Christmas miracle. Although I still don't have the Harry Potter books, they have a selection of over 400 different English books in this prison. So we're in for a treat. I've also been kind of fucking with the Christmas music that's been playing. getting in the mood a bit, you know what I'm saying? Merry Christmas, Bobby! I hope you're having a lovely time. Surprisingly enough, I will actually be getting some presents today, because upon my arrival yesterday, they gave me this big like sheet thing, and I could fill out all the things that I wanted to buy from the prison store. And since my parents and Desiigner hooked me up with about $500 all in all, I had quite a lot of spending money in the prison. So I got a lot of snacks. And since from the 26th until the 6th of January, it was going to be a government holiday, there would be no other orders, so we got double orders. A lot of things were gonna come in. Chocolate biscuits, jarred fruit, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, custard cream buns, chocolate almonds, and finally, deodorant. Also, if you wanted to give your boy a late Christmas present, why don't you go ahead and follow me on Instagram and hit that subscribe button. Just got back from my first time in the exercise area. 30 minutes of exercise in your own little pen. Gotta say, pretty nice, you know? If you consider like a little concrete dog pen nice. I also got all my clothes back today, so it was out of the prison overalls and into my Gucci pajamas. It would be pretty safe to say that I am the drippiest guy in Naha prison. Maximilian Robinson snow leopard. I had a little Saint Laurent wavy shirt. I had all of the tees from the new INADAPTE collection, which you can pick up on maximilianrobinson.com right now, by the way. Fire quality, by the way. Designed by me, custom cut, you know the vibes. And if that wasn't enough good news, I received a light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, a letter informing me that my trial date has been set for January 15th. That means there is only about 20 more days until I am on a jet and back to the land of the free and home of the Whopper. Okay, so as you can see, I was pretty happy in the new prison. It was a big switch up from sleeping on the floor with a couple other people in a tight space to being in a tight space but having your own bed and your own desk. So it's like your own space, you know what I mean? I'd like to tell you some horror stories, but Japanese prison is pretty safe. They don't have that much crime there. There's really no contact with other people. They're constantly monitoring you. The only thing that did happen, I was walking through the hall one time. There was a guy who was definitely Yakuza. He gave me a little shoulder bump or something. The other guards took him away. For the next 20 days, I basically just read books, drew some stuff. I read more books than I'd read my entire school life while I was in there. And slowly but surely, the trial date creeped up on me. I was pretty excited, but I was also extremely nervous because my lawyer did tell me that it's not guaranteed that they'll give me a suspended sentence. With that being said, 2 days before my trial, I got one Harry Potter book delivered from the military, and it was The Prisoner of Azkaban, which was ridiculously ironic. And before I knew it, it was time for my trial, January 15th. I was extremely nervous. There is no jury in Japan. You just go in, there's a couple judges there. The prosecutor makes his case, my lawyer makes the case. You have an earpiece and a lady live translating everything for you. There was a point where I had to make a statement. I basically had to testify that I would never again take illegal drugs, which was cap, but I'm pretty good at capping, and it paid off. They gave me a 2-year suspended sentence and a 4-year ban from Japan. The most amazing feeling to be let out. Couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was one of the happiest days of my life, and I feel like the experience changed me for the better. It also made me realize that I'm a really strong person, a happy person, and it's because of my memories. The bad times and the good, everything that I experienced were the things that were making me happy. And I realized that that is what makes you who you are. So you need to spend as much time as you possibly can creating your story, making memories, because that's the only thing that you truly own, your story. So make it count.
Thank you. My brother. What's happening? What's going on? We outside, boy.
Yes. All right.
You guys, I don't think you realize how futuristic iPhones actually look.
Is that right?
I picked it up and I was freaking out. I was like looking at it, I was whoa! Obviously I still know how it works, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're crazy. You're just like touching a glass thing. Oh my God. What? The food's actually incredible. The food in there was really good. Yeah. I was like, well, not incredible, but you know, you know what I mean? Like from Tomashiro, it was like, I was starving, bro. I lost 5 kilos. The books you got me were pretty dope.
Books?
Yeah. I've read so many books. It's crazy. I never read books and I've read like 20 books. I feel like a genius. Oh my God, bro. You're lying. Okay? You're looking at a free man. That's what you're looking at. Free man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Can't believe I've been in fucking prison for 2 months. Ladies and gentlemen. 2 months. Can you say that? No, you haven't. You can't say that because you haven't been in prison for 2 months. You know who has? Me. Fuck. It sucks. It sucked so much. I was so bored. So bored. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's get back to LA. Let's get the vlogs popping. First things first. Get the vlogs popping. I got a bunch of ideas that I've written down. Whew. I'm so happy. I'm gonna go eat. You know, gonna go eat a lot of food. Do whatever I want. You know. Whoa. About to have a shower. Who's gonna stop me from having a shower now? I don't see any prison guards. Do you? Nope. About to hop in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bitch! Can't believe I'm free. Oh. I'm not gonna smoke anymore though, I've decided. Maybe Juul though, you know, I get stressed out. I really like it. It's super addictive. Read in a book in there that actually nicotine is equally addictive as heroin. It's either give up heroin or nicotine, you know? Fuck, I feel crazy, you know? You know? Oh, shout out love and hatred, brother. Kozo! Yeah! Bro! What the fuck, bro? I'm outside, dude! Shit! Bro! What the fuck, bro?
What?
I don't know.
What happened?
Bro, it's okay. I don't even know. I just want to get back to LA. You know what I'm saying? What are you guys doing?
Yo, bro. What, bro? When you getting back, bro? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? I missed the fuck out my boy. You don't know how depressed that nigga said, bro. Like, niggas was like, bro, where the fuck is our boy? This kid be like, how the fuck this happened on our time? We just talking about that.
I didn't.
We talk about you every day, bro. Every single fucking day, bro. I was even putting shit on the gram like, yo, fuck Japan, like that.
Bro. The thing is, it was like they have the longest system for getting you to trial. So they hadn't made a decision or anything. You just don't get to go to trial for 2 months. I went to trial today and they're like, okay, we're gonna release you. And I was like, fuck. Bro, at points I was like, this is it. I'm gonna be here for years. That was I was thinking. I was like, fuck.
What, nigga? That's what I was thinking. Y'all took it to your sister, nigga. We talking to everybody, nigga. We hitting up everybody, nigga. See you on the phone with your mom. Like, it was crazy,
Shit, bro.
Yo, she was about to kill a fucking promoter, nigga. Yo, Bob, yo, you already know we was moving out there, bro.
Bro, the promoter, bro, at the end of the day, though, it took away from me in South Korea, right? I was like, all right, so it's not like gonna fucking be the end of the world. But then why didn't the promoter tell me that if you go to Japan with that Adderall, Bobby, you're gonna go to fucking jail?
Cause he's a bozo, nigga.
That's
Bro.
what I was telling him, bro. We was all going crazy on him, bro. You don't even understand, bro.
Oh my god, bro. I thought I was never gonna get to fucking breathe again, bro. I thought that was it, bro. I thought I was gone.
Bro, you've been in jail for 2 months.
I've been in fucking prison in Japan for 2 months, bro. You know, I could, bro, when I was in there, the whole time I was thinking, oh my god, Matthias is probably just fucking laughing, bro. Couldn't fucking believe it, bro. Bro. On top of everything that was going down, like, my whole life was falling apart, and then boom, I just landed in fucking prison. I was like, this has gotta be a joke, bro.
Bro, that's just literally like the worst scenario on top ever. Bro, what the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that, bro?
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck, bro? Whew. Okay, I just had a cheeseburger. I had a cheesecake. I spoke to my mom, my dad, my sister, Kareem, Leon, everybody. Everybody. Oh, this is the best day. This is the best day of my life. I feel amazing. I'm so glad that I'm free. You have no idea. You have no idea how this feels. I thought I was going to be in there for years.